Our first guest star is on our very own television program entitled The Sarah Silverman Show program. And new episodes can now be seen Thursdays at 10:30 on Comedy Central. Here's the funny, the lovely Sarah Silverman.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
It's a really short skirt, and we didn't realize it. And then this was in the gift bag. I apologize. I don't mean any disrespect. Thank you for laughing. I didn't know what...
Sure. And guess what? It's yours now.
Ew, keep it.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm good. Nice to see you. Welcome back to the show. You know what? I want to talk about this because I know Jimmy Kimmel, and I know you know him, and I know he knows you. And there was a time when the two of you were like dating. I don't know how to say that, but you know, dating. And then we heard that maybe you were done dating. And now I heard maybe you're dating again. So so I just wanted to know for my own interest how because I would like it if you were together again.
Well, I could answer you, Dave, or you could just ask him yourself. I'm sorry, what was the next question?
No, but it's said in the paper that things looked positive along those lines. Is that safe to say?
I'm going to plead the fifth. Is that the one to bear arms? No. How about this?
Yeah.
If Barack Obama wins the presidency, I'll come back and tell you the whole poop.
Okay. But you understand that myself, like other Americans, wish for this to be the case, that you're happy together. So, first of all, what I would like to know is whose idea was it not to be happy together? and are we close now to being happy together? And then we'll move on.
May I change the subject for a second?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm very concerned that you're having John McCain on Thursday because he hurt you, and I just don't want to see him hurt you again.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very dear.
If you must have him on, and I'm going to make a suggestion, like you need advice from me, but and it's very subtle. Have him be the second guest.
Right.
Have him. He can follow the super nanny and wait his turn.
We can't get the super nanny. All right, we'll come back to the romance part of the interview.
Now?
No, not now.
Yeah, at the end.
Now, tell me about, are you following the election? Are you excited? 3 weeks away or something like that?
We live in such a divided country. It's really bizarre. It's quite a amazing time, not necessarily in a good way. We're so divided, and then how do you decide? You know what I mean? Even with something like the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, half the people say you shouldn't say under God because we live in a country that divides church and state, even though we don't. And then the other half is like, no, you should leave under God because it's a sacred pledge or whatever. And how do you decide who's right? You can't, because then it becomes a slippery slope and who's deciding and blah, blah, blah. I feel, may I touch your knee?
I wish you would.
I feel that I've come up with a solution where everybody can be happy. Don't take out under God, leave it in, add air quotes. It's like I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I look crazy.
You're a
To the
genius.
republic for which it stands, one nation under God, etc.
Excellent. I'll pass that along to the senator when he after we talk to the super nanny. It seems like I've known you for quite a long time because you started writing and were on television when you were quite young. You're just a kid, right?
Ew, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Ugh, sorry.
Son?
I was a writer for Saturday Night Live when I was very young. It was really my first job, and
Do you mind if I ask how old you were then?
I was maybe 20-ish, and no, I was 20, and I was only there for a year, and I feel that looking back on it, I realize why. Because one time, well, we would sit around the table writing, and there were, like, in the center of the table would be very sharpened pencils and, like, legal pads, and I was leaning back on my chair, and I had a pencil, and I was really just daydreaming, and I always sat next to Al Franken because he was kind of like my home base to me, and gubernatorial hopeful now. Did I say that right? And
I don't think he's running for governor.
oh, senator? No.
Senator, yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say gubernatorial.
That's all right. Say it.
Anyway, I was sitting next to Al Franken and just daydreaming, and it was the winter, and he had one of those Jufros because they grow them big in the winter for warmth. And I was thinking to myself, that was good. And in my mind, I thought, oh, I'm going to put the pencil through his hair, you know? And I feel I maybe misjudged where his head ended and his hair started.
Right.
So what I meant to do and what everyone saw and what I did,
Two different things.
very different things. What happened was I just stabbed him in the head, and he screamed. He screamed and screamed. And because he had been stabbed in the head.
Yes.
And I wanted to explain, and besides it being kind of weird to explain, I also couldn't explain because I couldn't breathe because I was laughing so hysterically.
Of course,
with
why
tears pouring down my face. And the rest is a blur, and then they asked me to maybe not return.
Not return. And I guess Al was all right. Lovely story.
Okay.
Tell us a story from your childhood. We know so little of your youth.
Oh, well,
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in New Hampshire in a
Right.
small town. I do not represent the look of New Hampshire really well. 4 sisters, 4 of us, and I guess we could be you know, my grandmother passed away not too long ago, and my sister Laura, who's also on my television show, the Sarah Silverman program. I said show, I meant show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weird
I know.
mishaps.
Don't worry about it.
We were on either side of her. She's on her deathbed, and she opened her eyes and she looked up at us and she just went, so beautiful.
No.
And Laura jokingly was like, she's talking to me. And I'm like, no, she's talking to me. And honestly, with like the last bit of energy she could muster, she just went, Laura.
Ouch. Ouch.
I thought she was kidding.
Yeah, she probably was kidding. Leave with a joke. I bet she was kidding.
She was funny.
Yeah. Now listen, Sarah, it's nice to see you on the show again. I want to tell people that the Sarah Silverman program resumes Thursdays. This is the 3rd season?
Yeah. It's like 2B because of the strike, blah, blah, blah.
That's
It's the 3rd season. Just say yes, Sarah.
Thursdays, 10:30, Comedy Central. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
to see you. Good luck to you.